Hello there. Several million people in Great Britain are only surviving thanks to food donations from charities. And the number of people seeking help is currently increasing so much that the organizations are in trouble. British charities are observing that the number of working poor is increasing. Like Dana Rusen, one of the examples here, every fifth person asking for food aid is now in work. This was the result of an evaluation by the Trussell Trust, the largest British aid organization that operates around 1,300 food banks or food distribution points. Among those in need are also now nursing staff in training, teaching assistants, service employees, or youth workers who mostly earn the minimum hourly wage of the equivalent of, I think it's about 10 euros at the moment. They do live on the poverty line. Trussell Trust is sounding the alarm here. The demand for food parcels has increased by a third in the past 6 months compared to the previous year. The Trust has distributed 1.3 million packages since April, according to the Guardian newspaper, and at the same time, individual donations are declining because inflation is also affecting many regular donors. The winter will be very hard for many, says Taz Khan. He's one of the workers there, and the huge inflation and the energy prices would give millions of Britons the choice of either saving on heating or saving on food. And already every fourth child in the country has to go without a meal a day. After presenting his budget with billions of euros in tax increases and spending cuts, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Jeremy Hunt, prepared the British for difficult times. The next 2 years will be a challenge, that's what the Conservative politician told Sky News on Friday. It's a difficult time for everyone, Hunt said. But the measures are necessary to get the economy back on track and to fight inflation. Hunt had announced the previous day that the government would reduce subsidies for energy bills. The amount of the tax allowances will remain frozen for the 2 years until 2028, which means that many people will slide into higher tax brackets. And in addition, more people have to pay the top tax rate of 45%. From 2025 onwards, the ministries may only increase their spending by 1% per year. And Great Britain is in a recession. The Ministry of Finance calculated that 55% of households would be worse off as a result of the measures. The middle class in particular will be hit, said Paul Johnson, head of the Institute for Fiscal Studies think tank. They don't benefit from targeted beneficiary support. Their wages go down and their taxes go up, is what Johnson said. Hunt indirectly acknowledged that post-Brexit trade barriers have hurt the country. I think free trade with our neighbors and countries around the world is very conducive to growth. That's what Hunt told BBC Radio 4. But he ruled out a return to the EU single market. I believe we can find other ways that can more than offset that advantage. Yeah, I heard that promise from many prime ministers as well. At the same time, he spoke out in favor of increased immigration, which is important for the economy. Brexit also ended the freedom of movement for EU citizens, which increased the shortage of skilled workers in the country. But I know who's fighting against him there. The Supervisory Authority OBR previously emphasized that Brexit had done enormous damage to British trade. In the long term, trade intensity would be 15% lower than if the United Kingdom had stayed in the EU, and that's what they said. Between 2022 and 28, London would also have to pay £18.9 billion in divorce fees to Brussels. Well, let's just hope that they at least follow this part of the agreement. They ignore a lot of the other parts at the whole time. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.